So I'm gonna make a whistle, and this is how I do it. I learned this from watching somebody else. And I'll show you how I do it. And what I've got to do is I've got to measure for the notch that when you blow into it, the air will rush through and cause the whistle sound. I also put a hole in it for a lanyard and a hole on top for a two-tone sound, so you can make two different tones with the whistle. So I'll measure an inch and a half back, and that'll be where I start the notch for the wind. And then I'll measure. So the jaws I use, I only put about a half inch of the wood in. So I'll measure an inch back for the lanyard, and then I'll find a good spot for the hole for the two-tone. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be back. Center, and just in case you can't see that, this is the line, and this is where I'll put the lanyard, and this is where I'll put the two-tone hole. But I need to find center on these, so what I do here, just use a center finder, and I'll do all four corners, and you'll see there's going to be a gap. There's a pretty large gap right there, but the center is going to be right in the middle there. So the center is going to be right there. And I'll do the same thing on this side. And it's because this thing's not square. That's why I'm getting an odd center. But it works. I'll be turning this thing round anyways, so. And there's my other center. So now I'm ready to go to the bandsaw, get that notched out, and drill the holes here. So I'm gonna stop talking and get to work, and you guys will see it. Alright, so I've got this in my pin jaws now, and you'll see that I don't have very much in there. I've got maybe a half inch, at most 3/4 of an inch of the wood inside the jaws, which means it's not going to be very stable. If I put too much pressure on it without this tailstock on, it's going to come flying off the lathe. So I have to be real careful about this. But I've got to drill a hole first. So that's the first thing I'm going to start doing. So you'll see me pull this tailstock back, and I'm going to take the live center out. I'll take the live center out, and now I'm going to put in my Jacob's chuck, and that has a bit in it that I need to change out. Let me back you up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the bit, and this is a Forstner bit that I've got in there. I was using it for something else. Oh my gosh. This thing doesn't want to stay put. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to change this out. I'll just set that aside for now. But I've already got this marked for the depth that I need. So what I'm going to do, I got it locked in. I'm on center. And I'm going to slow this lathe down. I get that up there, but I'm going to slow this down. Make sure I'm on forward. So I'm spinning over 1,000 right now, but I'm going to slow it down to about 324 RPMs right there. And what you're going to hear, there's a lot of squealing, but I'm going to start going in with this bit. And you won't hear the squealing until after a little while. You see I'm getting curls right there. That's heat building up on that bit. And it'll wear that bit out, so I'm going to back it out. Get a lot of that debris off and go back in. As long as I'm not going too fast and I'm putting pressure on it with this bit, it should stay on the chuck. Back this out. And all I'm doing is going in, taking some of the wood out until I get to this tape level here. That's 2 7/8 inch. Is how deep I gotta go. And there it is. And I can back it out. And now that I've got that bored out, I can get that live center back in there. Put my live center back in the tailstock and then bring it up, and then we get that added support. So now it should be safe to turn, and I'm going to turn the lathe speed up here in just a second. All right. So I'm turning at about 1,200 RPMs now, but I'm going to turn this around, and I won't talk while I'm doing this. So I'm round now. I did that all with a skew chisel. So I just use the heel of the skew chisel. And what I do is I go in at an angle. I'm just using the back side of that skew chisel, but it does basically, it works like a plane. It gives you a really nice planing cut. But now I'm going to go to a spindle gouge. I'm going to try to bring this in to give it a feature, and I'm going to put a round knob on the end for the lanyard. We'll see how that goes. I'm not the best with the spindle gouge, so for me it's a real easy tool to get a catch on. But I've been learning patience and just take your time with it. And I've also been learning how to kind of set the tool on there before I start cutting. And it tends to do a little bit better. So it's almost there. That's pretty good. Now I just got to go here for the lanyard. The hole, you can see the hole right here. So I'm gonna make a little round knob here. And what I do here is I eat my way towards the center. So I'll start furthest away and eat towards the center. You'll see that. Take a little bit more off. There we go. I like that better. Alright. So now you're ready for sanding it. So I always like to sand in reverse. I've been cutting in forward against the grain this way. When I sand, I like to take the grain the other way. So I won't make you watch through that. All right. So I've got it all sanded up, but I just took it all the way to 320, and go any higher than that, but it's pretty smooth. It'd be nice. But so now, and this was my wife's idea. I really like it. But now I'm gonna slow the lathe down. Back to 324 again. Get my tool rest out of the way, but I just use Sharpies and I put designs on them, and it works out pretty good. It looks really nice when it's done. So I've got a whole bunch of them here. I don't know. Go with a guy that I know, he likes orange and black, so we'll do that. I think that's pretty cool. Turns out pretty nice when it's done. So now I've got to part it off. So I'll use the skew chisel for that too. Turn the speed up. I'll go ahead and take the tailstock off for this. And for this, I'm going to use the toe, and you'll see me kind of dig in. And as I raise the handle up, it cuts in. It gives you a nice clean cut at the end. So you don't have to sand very much. Again, you just want to take your time and be safe about it. It'll come off, and you see there's very little left. I can sand that off real quick. So now I've got to make, I don't know what you call it, but you put it up inside the hole, because right now you blow on it, you're just going to get air. So I've got to put, it's a 3/8 inch diameter, and this is pretty unique how you make this. You got to turn it off center, at least I do. So anyways, I'll get that set up and come back and show you how I do it. Alright, so this is the piece I'm talking about. Now you'll see as I turn it that it's off center. It's not perfectly in the center of the piece of wood. And what I've got to do is turn that so that this piece right here, it'll be flat inside the whistle. I'm going to turn this round, and I got to go to a 3/8 inch diameter, which I got to set up my calipers for. I got to go to 3/8 because that is what diameter drill bit I used. 2, 3. So you don't want to go too small with it. And this piece may not be thick enough. In fact, it's not. So I'm going to have to change this. Let's see if I can find another piece of scrap laying around. Alright, Found one. A little bit smaller, but I should be able to do it. So again, I'm just getting this, lining it up off center. What I have found to be really hard about this is getting the piece to stay without just spinning. So that piece should be large enough, and it is. So you'll see I'm still off center here, but now I'll turn it. I'm going to turn this right at about 1,000, 1,100, somewhere around there. And I'm just using a roughing gouge. So I need to sharpen this. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm sharp now. So I don't need very much of this. Just working one end. And I'll work my way towards the center. A little bit lower my tool rest. So now I'm getting it to the shape that I need. All I need to do is check the diameter. So you can see how one side's flat, the other side's round. That's what turn off center does for me. So now I just need to, so that's the size I need right there. I don't want to go any smaller. Right there, so. Should have it. We'll see. There's a little bit wide right there. So, right there. All right. So now take this off. Tools away. Back the tailstock out of the way. We'll grab the whistle, and this should go right down in the middle. Ooh, it's too tight. Yeah, I had the caliper set a little wide. I've been getting a little bit of a loose fit with this, so I went a little wide, just a little too wide maybe. So, no harm, no foul. Just get it back on there. And it should be good. Alright, let's try that again. One, two, three. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. See if that'll go in. And that goes in. So now I need to mark it. I basically just need to cut it off for the, cut it off right. It's got to reach to the end of the flute right here. So that mark has got to be right. So I'll just mark that. And I'll go grab a saw and cut this off. Alright, so I don't know if that recorded that last part. Looked like it might have cut out on me, but anyway, so now I've got to glue this in to right there. So I'll glue that in real quick. I got some medium CA glue that I use. So, if you want to use a finish on these, I just recommend, you know, kids are going to be putting their mouths on this. Recommend a non-toxic, so like beeswax or something like that. I'll put that in there. And I'll just let it dry, and it should be finished. But I'll hang a lanyard. I'll put a string through and put a lanyard on that, and it'll be ready to go. So, anyways, that's how I make a whistle. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't usually talk in these things, so this is the first one I've really talked in. I think maybe, you know, it's the second one I've talked in. I think I did a pin or something. I can't remember. But hopefully you liked it, and I'll try to make some more videos. This is just a quick one. I've been making a lot of these. I got a show coming up October 17th at Mater Dei High School, where I'm, city I live in. And I don't know. I've got a lot of bowls and stuff, but this is just something small and quick that I can make. So, anyways, hopefully I get more videos out. Thanks for watching. Bye.